Hey guys, I thought I'd go over my birth with you and the titles that I received when I was born. Now, I was born in the early 50s, 1950s, in the third month of the year at night. The hospital that I was born at was in a community of farmers and coal miners. It was rural southern Indiana. That's where I was born. Now, the first title that was given to me at birth was from the doctor when he said, "It's a girl." By looking at my body, he determined I was a female. Female is what I am. History documents me as part of the baby boom, which was between 1946 and 1964. As a result of World War II ending, all the troops coming home, all the women in the United States pretty much got pregnant at the same time, maybe months different, days different. This went on, like I said, from 46 to 64 because women have babies like every 2 years. So when it came up for them to have their second baby, everybody had the second baby. Everybody had the third baby at the same time. That's why it's called the baby boom. I was identified as a baby boomer, and now it's just a boomer. So that was what the history has given me. Society says I am a white girl. Now, based on my skin tone, which is far from white, far from white. I mean, this is white. I got white in my hair. This is not white. So I don't like the idea that they categorize our skin as a color. When you look up skin, what color is skin? It's flesh tone. And we know there's different variations on the flesh tone. This just tells you that my ancestors came from up north where there was no sun. That's what that tells you. Doesn't say I'm better than anybody else. Doesn't say I'm going to be stronger or smarter or live longer than anybody else. It doesn't say that at all. It just says my ancestors came from up north where there was limited sun exposure. And this is what happens. Now, based on my family tree, what I've documented and researched over the years with DNA to back me up, my DNA roots are in Scotland and England. That's the two major ones that come out front. Now, my dad is English. My mom's family is Scottish. But a lot of the men in my family tree that were English married Scottish women. So that's why I have a large presence of Scottish blood in me, is because they married Scottish women. That doesn't tell me that I'm better than anybody else because of this skin tone. When you move away from the sun and you go where there's hardly any sun or lack of sun, then the skin doesn't need that dark protection. So once again, the skin adapted to the environment. They didn't need that. In fact, when you're way up north, you're trying to get sunlight because sunlight helps us. We just can't have too much or too little. We got to have the right amount for us to grow. That's why a lot of the Vikings or people up north had red hair, because the red would absorb the light better. The body adapted to that. That doesn't tell me that I am smarter than anybody, that I am better than anybody. We all know that's bullshit. But anywho, the government, they also have to step in. So the day I was born, they classified me. We have upper class, middle class, and lower class. And of course, I fell into the lower class. Dad was an alcoholic. Dad worked. He couldn't really keep a job because he drank so much. He did a lot of farm work. I know he was a milkman at one time. I think he drove a truck at one time. So he ended up doing several different jobs. That's where I was put at. Lower class based on the income of my family. Well, there was a couple other firsts in my family too. I was the third daughter born to my mom and dad, but I was the first child that looked solely like my father. More, well, I should say more like my father than my mother. I still look a lot like my mother, but it was the first. And the first baby to weigh 8 pounds that my mother birthed. All the babies after that, she had 3 other children after me, and they all were 8 pounds, but I was the first. So I got a couple little titles there too. But I bring this up because I had no say in the year I was born. I had no say in the month I was born, the time, the day. I don't have a say in the country I was born in, what language I'm going to speak, who my mom and dad are. I had 2 siblings when I was born. My one sister was 6 and one sister was 5. I had no say in that, saying who my siblings were going to be. I had no say in my name, first, middle, or last name. I had no say in that at all. I have no say in the color of my skin, as you want to say. I call it skin tone. I had no say in that whatsoever. Being poor, that wasn't on me either. None of these titles I gave you was I involved in at all. I had no decision making in those at all. I was just birthed. I wasn't here, and then the next day I was here. I mean, how can you judge people by the color or their skin tone? You think you're better because your skin tone's lighter? It's ridiculous. It is just ridiculous bullshit. It's just something for people to hate. And if they can hate you for something you have no control over, right? Then they're like, yeah, I got them because I hate them because of their skin tone. Which makes you look stupid as all. Just stupid people. If you are so upset with how brown and black people look, why are you trying to look like them? How much money is spent on tanning booths to tan with no tan lines, right? Because if you don't have a tan line, people think it's natural. Why would white people, you want to say white people, go out and do that? But yeah, we are hating people because of stuff that person has no control over. So, you could say, oh, I don't like that because, I don't like that hairstyle. I don't like, the way they dress. But to say I don't like people because of this, somewhere along the line, we were run astray, I guess. Somebody really pulled the wool over our eyes because so many white people, what society calls white people, are obsessed with people that are considered brown, people that are considered black, people that are considered Asian or Jewish. I mean, it's like, why? We're all human. We all have ancestors. And our ancestors were all, however you want to believe we came about here on earth, that's your belief. I just wanted to bring that up, that as people, as the human race, we're all here for the same reason. We're birthed by our mother and was seeded by our father. We had no control over that, who our mom and dad was, who our siblings are, where we were born. I mean, can you imagine being born and there's a war going on? Being born and there's a hurricane going on. Being born and the world is on fire, or the world is frozen, or there's no food, or there's a abundance of food. You're being born in a time that you have no control over. All of a sudden, there you are, out of your mother's womb, she birthed you, and you have to deal with whatever was given to you. All those titles that were given to you at birth. And you gotta say, why would people hate me because of my birth? Why? Why would they hate me because of my birth? I want somebody to answer me that. I want somebody who believes that your skin tone makes you better than anybody else. I want to know that. I want to know why, because I know it's going to be a stupid answer. We have to change the way we look at people and how we react to people. We are people that are birthed from a woman, that a man has seeded. And that is it. There's no ands, ifs, and others about it. That is the whole thing. Now, the only thing that we should be concerned about is if you come out and you're evil, because there are some evil people. We know that by serial killers, serial rapists, pedophiles, torturers, dictators. We know that there are evil people that are born. For whatever reason, they snap and they feel like they're the happiest when they're the meanest or the evilest. But other than that, there should be nothing, no difference between us like that. I mean, I don't even know how these people can look in the mirror at themselves, hate people because of this skin tone, and then look at their kids and say, oh yeah, okay, you're going to be okay, Because what if somebody judges them for their skin tone or what they got between their legs or don't have between their legs? It's ridiculous. We're birth. We have no say in our birth. So quit making us like we did and that we're going to change because you guys don't like us. We're not changing. We're birth. We're here. We're going to be here till we die. End of story.